We've spent the last few videos looking at the relationship between fractions, decimals and percentages, and now we're going to put that all together to help us calculate percentages of amounts. So let's make a start. 1% of 30. Okay, well 1%, if you remember, just means 1/100th. 1/100th of 30. If I think of it as a fraction rather than as a percentage, then I remember from calculating fractions of amounts, I just divide by the denominator. Okay, so I'm just going to divide by 100. 30 divided by 100 equals 0.3. Well done. Okay, 1% of 97. Again, I think about my 1% as a fraction, 1/100th. 97 divided by 100 equals 0.97. So making those links between percentages, fractions, and also dividing by 100, all topics we've done before. What about this last one then? 10% of 450. Well, 10% is 10/100ths, or we could simplify that, is the same as 1/10 in its simplest form. So 1/10 of 450, I'm just going to divide by 10. 450 divided by 10 is 4.5. Okay, so if we think about our percentages as fractions, it becomes much easier to calculate. Right, here in green, I've put a few percentages, fractions, that we need to learn, because it makes maths a lot easier if we know some of these just off by heart rather than having to work them out each time. So 1% we know equals 1/100th. Okay, and that just means that if I want to find 1%, I divide by 100. 10%, another important one that's really useful to know. Well, that's 10/100ths, or simplified to 1/10. So that tells me I just need to divide by 10. 25%, this one crops up a lot. 25% is 25/100ths, which can be simplified to 1/4. And 1/4 tells me I need to divide by 4. So if I see a question that asks me to find 25%, I know if I just divide my answer by 4, I'm going to find my answer. And the other really common one, 50%. 50/100ths, nice easy one, that's 1/2. And if I know I need to find a half of something, I just divide by 2. Okay, so making lots of links here. If I know these percentage equivalents, they're fractions in their simplest form, then that saved me a lot of time, a lot of working out. So basically what I've just explained is that percentage of amounts equal fractions of amounts. They're one and the same. Okay, so let's have a look then. 20% of 90 equals the same as 20/100ths of 90. So I could divide 90 by 100 and then multiply by 20, but that's not the most efficient method. It'd be more efficient for me to simplify this fraction into its simplest form using division. So 20/100ths is the same as saying 1/5, because I can divide both these numbers by 20. Okay, so 1/5 of 90. So that's my step. 1/5 of 90. So I could do a bus stop, or I could do it mentally if I'm feeling confident. 5 into 9 goes once with 4 left over. 5 into 40 goes in exactly 8 times. 8 times 5 is 40. So that means my answer for each of these is 80. Okay, but that's made a lot easier by simplifying these fractions down. Right, let's have a look at this one then. 30% of 250. So again, I think to myself, okay, I've got 30% as an equivalent fraction. 30% is the same as saying 30/100ths, okay, of £250. Or I can actually simplify this even more. I can divide both of these by 10, 3/10 of £250. Okay, now that's a lot easier to do. Okay, I might even be able to do parts of this mentally. So this is telling me I need to find, divide by 10 and then multiply by 3. So 250 divided by 10 equals 25, and then 25 times by 3, I can do that mentally as well because I know my 25s, it's a really good one to know, makes maths a lot easier, is 75. So if I go back to my original answer, that means 30% of £250, after all my working out, is £75. Okay, so we're simplifying those fractions to make it a bit easier to calculate. Right, I want you to have a go at a couple using that method. So pause the video and give those a go and see how you get on. So how did you get on? Let's check our answers. So 30% of 140, I'm going to think of it as a fraction. That's 30/100ths, or simplified, that's 3/10. Therefore, if I do 140 divided by 10, that would give me 14. Yep, well done. I've got 3 lots of it though, so I need 14 times 3. Okay, now it might be that you think I can do that mentally, great, or you might prefer to do that in a column. 4 times 3 is 12, 1 times 3 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So my answer was 42. 42 what? 42 meters. Well done. Let's look at the second one. 60% of 55 centimeters. Well, 60% is the same as 60/100ths, or 6/10. Okay, so I'm going to find 6/10 of 55. 55 divided by 10 is 5.5. Then I'm going to multiply it by 6. 5 times 6 is 30. Let's keep the 0, pass on the 3. 5 times 6 is 30 again, plus 3 is 33. So that means 60% of 55 was 33 centimetres. Well done. I've got 2 more for you to try. So have a look at these 2, pause the video and give those a go. How did you find these ones then? So 25%, this is one of the ones I said it was important to recognise and know off by heart. So 25% I know is 1/4. Okay, so that tells me I just need to do one step. Okay, if I divide 480 by 4, I will get my answer. So 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 8 twice, 4 doesn't go into 0, so 0 times, that gives me my answer, 120 kilograms. Okay, nice and simple that one, because we just had to divide by 4. How about this one then? 75% of 2,272 litres. So 75%, well, you might have noticed a relationship between 25 and 75. Well, 25 is 3 times to make 75. Okay, so straight away I know that this is going to be worth 3/4 of that amount. Okay, so I need to find 3/4, so I'm going to do 2 steps. I'm going to divide by 4 and then multiply by 3. So 2,272 divided by 4. 4 into 2 is too big. 4 into 22 goes 5 times with 2 left over. 4 into 27. Well, it's not going to go exactly, as close as I can get. 24, 6 times. That leaves me with 3 left over. 4 into 32 goes in 8 times. Now that's not my answer, that's only 1/4. I need to find 3/4. So I need a second step, 680 times by 3. Okay, 8 times 3 is 24. 6 times 3 is 18. Plus 2 is 20. And then 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 2 is 17. So 75% of 2,272 litres gives me a total of 1,704 litres. So well done if you managed to work those ones out. So when we're dealing with percentages, there are other more efficient methods, or some people might find this easier to do. Okay, so when we think of percentages, we can think of them as fractions, and that's really easy, and I recommend for most people that's what they do. But for those of us that can work well mentally, okay, and are confident using mental methods, this might be another method you can use. So for example, 15% is the same as saying 10% plus 5%. I've partitioned that number. Well, 15% of 360 millilitres. So I think to myself, well, I know what 10% is. 10% means divide by 10. So 360 divided by 10 is 36. I've also got to add 5% to this. Now I know that 5% is half of 10%. So I can halve my original answer and find my 1%. So 36 divided by 2. That would give me a total of, well, 30 halved is 15, plus half of 6, which is 3. That gives me a total of 18. Add those together. 6 plus 8 is 14. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus another one is 5. 54. So my answer, 15% of 360 millilitres is 54 millilitres. So for some of you, you might go, oh, I don't like that method. But for those of you that are confident working mentally, I recommend that one for speed. How about this one then? 51%. Well, 51% is the same as saying 50% add 1%. So 51% of 462 kilometres this time. Well, 50% is a nice easy one. 50% is a half. So if I divide this number by 2, I will find 50%, sorry. So half of 400 is 200. Half of 60 is 30. Half of 2 is 1. That's 231 kilometres. 1%, well, I divide by 100. So I'm going to have a total of 4.62 kilometres. Now to add them together, so I need 51%, I need them together. It might be handy for you to put in a decimal place and the zeros there. 0 plus 2 is 2, 0 plus 6 is 6, 1 and 4 equals 5, 3, 2. So 51% of 462 kilometres, 235.62 kilometres. Time for you to have a go. There's 2 questions here. 42% of 150 mil, 26% of 77. Okay, see if you can work those ones out. You can choose which method you use. Okay, you could even attempt those trickier, more efficient methods. How did you get on? Let's check then. So 42%. So I'm going to find 40%. Okay, first, and then I'm going to find 2%. Well, 40% would equal 10% times 4. Well, 10% of 150 would be 15, and I need to multiply that by 4, which you could do mentally, or you might do a quick column. 5 times 4 is 20, 1 times 4 is 4, plus the 2 is 6. Okay, I also need to find 2%. 2% equals 1% times 2. Well, 1% would be 1.5, because I've divided by 100. 1.5, again, I need 2%, so I have to times it by 2. You should be able to do that mentally, but if not, do a quick column to check. Is 10. Let's make sure that's in the right place, shall we? Is 10. 1 times 2 is 2 plus the 1 is 3. Add these together to get my final answer. I've got 63 millimetres. Well done if you got the answer. Doesn't matter what method you used, as long as it gets you the right answer in the end. Last one then, 62% of 77. Again, quick efficient method, so I'm going to find 20% this time. Or in fact, I think it'd be even more efficient if I found 25% first, because I know 25% is a quarter. Okay, so I'm going to find 25%. I'm going to find 77 divided by 4. So 4 into 7 goes once with 3 left over. 4 into 37 goes 9 times with 1 left over. Okay, 4 into 10 goes twice with 2 left over. 4 into 20 goes 5 times. Okay, so that's 25%. Now I only need to add an extra 1%. Now 1% would be 77 divided by 100. So I need to do the sum 19.25 plus my 1% plus 0.77. 5 plus 7. Okay, what's that going to equal? Yep, 13. Oh, no, actually, I don't think it's 13. 12. 2 plus 7 is 9, plus an extra 1 is 10. 9 plus 1 is 10 again. 1 plus 2 is 20. 20.02. So well done if you've got that one right as well. Final challenge then, for those out there that have maybe come back for a second attempt, or even third attempt, if you've practiced this over a few days. Okay, 99% of 349. And it says at the top, what's the most efficient method? Okay, so I want you to think really carefully about that before you have a go yourself. Did you figure out the most efficient method? Okay, some of you might have done 99 over 100 and divided your 349 by 100 and multiplied by 99. Some of you might have found 90% and then 9% and added them together. But there's an even more efficient way, because 99% is only 1% away from 100. So if I take away that 1%, that's a really efficient way of finding my answer. So in this case, I'm going to find 1%. So 1% equals 3.49 or £3.49, because I've divided by 100. So I'm going to take that away from my original answer. So I had £349 and I'm taking away £3.49. Really important you line your columns up correctly with this one. So I'm going to put in my zeros to help me. 0 take away 9, can't do. I'm going to have to do some stealing all the way over here. 10, and I'm going to steal again. 10 take away 9 is 1. 9 take away 4 is 5, decimal point. 8 take away 3 is 5, 4, 3. So 99% of £349 is the same as saying £345.51. Really well done if you managed to get that one and work out the most efficient method.